Hi, I'm Jill Gatsby, and I am reporting for Big Bear TV and Big Bear Recording Studios with today's news. Let's start with the Big Bear report. The Aspen fire update. So, emergency crews remain on high alert following Saturday's swift response to a vegetation fire near Bear Mountain Resort. Holy cow. Thanks to coordinated efforts in the Big Bear Fire Department, which, by the way, Big Bear Lake is trying to get rid of Big Bear City's fire department up here so that everybody who's going to be putting our fires out are all run by the county, not by us up here, and that the people who will be working here will not live here. They'll be imported, and they will not have any vested interest. It's horrifying. So please show up for all the council meetings. Go to Big Bear TV, download the Big Bear TV app, follow Theodore Trentman, who is running for office, who will keep the Big Bear Fire Department in Big Bear. Keep the Big Bear City Fire Department, Big Bear City's fire department, full-time residents running the fire department. This is what we need. In the meanwhile, Cal Fire, the Big Bear Fire Department, and the U.S. Forest Service crews, they have successfully maintained containment lines. And they're continue to monitor. It's very dry right now. Please don't do a fire outside. Don't try to find an excuse to start a fire here. Okay? Super serious. Now, expect a warm, mostly sunny morning today. It's really nice. We're already at 11:26, so it's going to start to heat up, and we might even get 30 seconds of rain today. How exciting! 30 seconds of rain. Oh, it's a flash shower. The end of the world. Oh, the end is near. It may rain. Just so you know how the news are. Don't you love how the news reports? I want to be the news reporter who always tells you it's the end is near. When anything's good, the sun's coming out, everybody run for cover. In any case, it's supposed to cool off. Oh my God, there could be 7-mile-per-hour winds tonight that could cool us off. Very dangerous. Everything is on the edge. And it could be a clear and present danger at 65 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. So watch out. You might have to put a t-shirt on. As far as the Eagle Nest Watch, well, Jackie's gone. And that's what nature does. It takes each other out when people get sick and stuff. When animals get sick, they take themselves out. So poor Jackie's gone. But now there's a new eagle in town named Katie, and I think Katie took out Jackie, and then she took her man. That's what I think happened. But anyways, yep. Now Shadow is with Katie. I think that Shadow's, you know what? I think that his nest has been invaded against as well. I think he's afraid of Katie. He's afraid to speak back. So he's just putting up with her because what's he going to do? She's in his nest. You know, I think he tried to file a restraining order. Nobody listened. I heard him screaming across the sky the other day. In more news, the annual job fair and resource event is happening this Thursday, August 27th. And I don't know, is this the Bear Lake Festival thing that's happening? If you're looking for local career opportunities or community resources, this is where you go. It's going to be a multi-industry networking day. And the national, so I would say if you want to do something great on the 27th, go check out this annual fair. And this is Alan reporting live. Alan, come here, Alan. No. Come here, Alan. We're not going to start barking. Would you like me to introduce you? Yes, please. Okay, Alan. Alan is the junior anchor. This is Al Pacini, and he also can help report the news. What can you tell us? Well, last week they had a vaccination clinic up here, up in Sugarloaf, and they took me there. And as you can see, I've been fully vaccinated and I'm protected now. I've been completely registered, extra velvety. And they chipped my children. They chipped his children. Now we all have chips on our shoulders. No wonder we all walk around looking grouchy. We all have chips on our shoulders. Oh, Alan. There's nothing as soft as an Italian Greyhound. I don't care what anybody says. The softest fancy people in the world right here. And now back to the news. Turning our eyes across the country, I want you to know that there are several there are several states during major crisis right now with failing infrastructure. There's these natural disasters are just hitting one after another, and now that it looks like our fake government has ended FEMA, has ended any kind of help, emergency help for people having natural disasters, especially if they're black. Just want to say it. Congratulations, Communist Republican Party of racism. You have done a great job of destroying this country. And now, I just want to say Gary, Indiana has been in the black for 13 days. That means that everybody's homes, that means everything they own has been completely destroyed. I want you to imagine that the Big Bear Lake, imagine that the dam broke and it was on this side instead. And all that water went through all of your cabins, all of your houses, and took out everything, filled your house with mud. And then all the electricity is gone and no help comes. None. 13 days, and you have no power and you have no help. There's no place for you to go. There's a YMCA that holds like 500 men, and then it's full. So what about the other thousands, the 300,000 residents of Gary, Indiana that have nowhere to go? And so they're forced to take their children and live in the absolute squalor of mildew, black mold that is rooted into all of the drywall. And now it is infested throughout all these apartment buildings and all of these houses. So how do we help these people? Because somebody voted to end FEMA. Somebody voted for hate. Somebody voted to murder and starve God's children, not just worldwide by ending U.S. aid, but by ending FEMA aid on U.S. soil. I've never known the American people to be so vulgar, to be so shallow and horrifying. So I'm going to say that I know that not all of the American people are as this disgusting. But instead of spending money going to a No Kings March, now we need to refocus what we're doing here. And we need to take every penny we would spend to go to a No Kings March, and we need to take that money to make Gary, Indiana, and to make Memphis, Tennessee whole. They have been ripped apart by these natural disasters, by these hurricanes. And it is horrible. A Bo Echo storm tore through Memphis over the weekend. It knocked out 140,000 household power systems. So you have 140,000 people without power there. Okay. And again, it's not just the storm knocks out the power, but it floods their houses. And so it leaves everybody in mildew. If you have no power, you can't turn on a fan. You can't dry it out. So it is sitting there reeking. It's infesting in scalding heat and scalding humidity until it is now completely unlivable. And the children, all the clothes have rotted. These people are living with the clothes on their back. They have no refrigeration. Need help. Now that I've told you all that, I'm going to tell you what you can reach out to. V like Victor, S like Sam, J like Jill. That's VSJ Ministries. That's Venetia Johnson, VINESHA Johnson. And you can Cash App her, you can send money, you can Venmo, you can Zelly by calling 219. You can send it to the phone number 219-290-9298. The other way you can do it is you can email her. You could do a Cash App. They'll ask for an email. You could do Venetia, VIN, V like Victor, INESHA, Venetia Johnson, JOHNSON. But you're going to go Venetia J at gmail.com. That's Venetia J at gmail.com. VINESHA J at gmail.com. That's for, and when you do it in your Cash App, if you're doing it right, it will come up and say VSJ Ministries, Venetia Johnson. If it does not say VSJ Ministries, you've got the wrong thing you're sending money to. Just want to give you a heads up. They are also, you could go on Amazon and you can send to VSJ Ministries at 1027B, like boy, URR Street, Burr Street. That's 1027 Burr Street, Gary, Indiana. And the zip code is 454 405-474-0206. If they want a phone number for delivery, you can give them Venetia's phone number, 219-290-9298. I'm going to tell you that we are going to be so grateful if people will go and cash app to her. If you want to go on Amazon, for example, or you could go on Amazon or Temu, and what they need is extra, extra large clothing for children, extra large clothing, extra large pull-ups, extra large underwears, and not just extra large, but to try to get like the 6X, 7X. Try to see if you get 6X t-shirts, 6X pants. Try to get pants with drawstrings, shorts with drawstrings, because then at least it's adjustable. Okay, it can go down. 6X dresses would be great. Little dresses for girls would be great. For the girls, the kids are going back to school. They need school clothes. They need school supplies. They need backpacks to put their books in. Everything they have has been wiped out. These people desperately need electrolytes. They need food. They need healthy food. So sustainable, healthy food. If you could send black beans, canned, garbanzolo beans, canned. If you can send crackers with tuna fish, would be great. If you can also donate and send packets of mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup, packets, because we get thousands of those packets sent. If we get McDonald's to please donate a shitload of packets to set down there, then when people get their cans of tuna, they can add mayonnaise and mustard and they can flavor it, right? We need lemon juice sent down there to like flavor all this tuna fish, because what's tuna without the lemon? It's disgusting. So we need to make sure we're not just giving people disgusting food, but we're giving them a way to eat it and feel like a human being. I'm just saying, it would be really, really good to send, definitely to send bottled waters down. I know bottled water is bad because you're drinking all the plastic, but at this point, this is a state of emergency. So I'm asking you to please send them water. Definitely. What they really need is distilled water. They need a shitload of distilled water. There are people on ventilators, on CPAP machines that take this distilled water, and these people are dying without this distilled water. They need it. So if you can send distilled water down to Burr Street, Gary, Indiana, that's 1027 Burr Street, Burr Street, Gary, Indiana, 45406. They really need donations. And also, if you're down there, they do need more volunteers. Okay, that is the news that I have for you today. And now with my opinion, because opinions are like buttholes. We all have one. And now here's mine. The world is on fire. People of hate, people of mediocrity, people who are so disgusting that they feel that they have to get rid of everybody else because it's the only way they can become number one. People who perform at such a low level, where they're the worst waitress, they have a shitty store, they don't want to keep it clean. Handymen who want to do a bad job, but they want to charge you 4 times as much. These are the kind of people that wanted to get rid of all the immigrants in our country. These are the people that told me that they didn't like Mexicans coming up to Big Bear and working because they did a better job than they did, because they charged half the price and they actually showed up on time and they weren't taking speed. They weren't on drugs, because I'm going to say that there's only one handyman I've ever had up here, and he's not a handyman. His name's David, and he's an 80-year-old man who survived World War II. He's the only guy who ever came and did anything for me, and he didn't rob me. He didn't overcharge me. In fact, he charged me so little I wanted to pay him double, and I did. I had to. I would have felt guilty. And he's a deacon at the Seventh-day Adventist Church up here, this guy. And I can tell you, he didn't vote for a diaper bag diarrhea man. Now, every other handyman up here that has come to my place here has tried to rob me, overcharge me, and do a half-assed job. And I'm going to tell you, it's disgusting and disturbing, because these people are all racists. So they don't like anybody else, but they want to get rid of all the competition so that they can continue to come and charge me double and do a bad job. And then the only choice I'll have is to hire them, because there'll be nobody else. This is not white excellence. This is what you call white mediocrity. And shame on all of you. Shame on you for showing up to people's houses up here and doing this half-assed job. Shame on all of you white men up here on speed. you know, you need to get your shit together. You need to finally man up and be a real human being and get yourself sober and start contributing to society as opposed to being a tick on everybody else's back while you call everybody that you can think of some derogatory word, because you're not racist just against black people. It's black people, it's Mexican, it's Indian, it's Asian, it's Korean, it's Japanese, it's Chinese, it's the guy across the street that doesn't go to the same church you go to. And you want to know something? It's disgusting. And what it means is that if everybody did kowtow to all the people who are racist, we would all be following one religion. We would all be following one ideology. We would all be reading the same books, and we would all hate everybody but us. That is not freedom. That is communism. That is what real communism is. And then 1% of Russia lives well, while everybody else is starving. Let's make that clear again. In Russia, in the communist government, 1% are doing well, while the other 99% are starving. And this country, America, adopted this. They adopted this by putting a diarrhea diaper bag, retarded adult man into our government and letting him blackmail his way in and then hide the Epstein files. Hiding the Epstein files and not releasing them because you know every Supreme Court judge and you know that everybody in the Republican Party that is in government went to one of those parties and got themselves on film doing horrible things to children. And now the FBI is covering it up. And now we have a diaper bag running our country that is allowed to starve and murder children on U.S. soil by killing all relief. That's murder. This is all premeditated murder. So at this point, it's not just, I'm sick of the word no King's March. It's a really placid way to describe what's going on. It's not even hitting it on the head. How about no racists march? How about a no racism in America? How about making racism, white racism against other minorities, making it a felony crime? Because minorities have been fighting this evil since they were kidnapped and captured and brought here against their will by the white people who have been terrorizing them for hundreds of years now. This is just on U.S. soil. Let's not talk about what they've been doing to them in the rest of the planet. This is shameful. Now, I was baptized in a church. No, I take that back. I was not baptized in a church. I was baptized in a lake, in a dirty lake in Lone Star, Texas, when I was 8. I spent 2 years studying to become baptized because they said I couldn't get baptized just because I said I wanted to. I had to be very serious about it, and my parents had to disown me. They wouldn't come to my baptism. And when I got baptized, I just want you to know, to me, it was making a pact with God and Jesus Christ to do Jesus's work. And that meant that no child of Jesus or God would ever be left behind. So I don't know what you people are doing up here and you people who voted for a diaper bag are doing, but you are not Christians if you are allowing a single one of God's children to starve. And so remember that you'll have to talk to Jesus Christ when you get to heaven at the gate, that you will not be permitted inside because you applauded to end USAID and you have successfully starved over 1 million of God's children. You have starved and murdered babies for the past 2 years, and it has been unrelenting murder. You have ended vaccines for children all over the world, and you have killed them by doing so. You have ended medical treatments. Your political party stood up in Congress as there was a big screen of landfills, of a landfill with millions of tons of containers full of food and medicine going into these landfills, and the entire Republican Party applauding. This is an evil government. This is an evil overthrow of our democracy. It is pure evil. This has nothing to do with God. These people hate God. You would never starve God's child. And every single child here, red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. And you people voted to kill those children. You voted to murder and starve God's children. You have ended FEMA. You have supported a man who has a plan plan Project 2025 to kill as many minorities in America as possible. That is murder of God's children. You are accountable. You will be held accountable in the next life. It will be horrible for you. And God says there is forgiveness. That does not mean 2 minutes before you die, you say, I'm sorry. I guarantee you that won't work. So I'm saying to all of you people who have betrayed Jesus, that have betrayed God, that have lied in the name of God, lied in the name of Jesus, and all you white mediocre people up here running around saying, don't you feel like us white people just don't have a right? We have no rights. Oh, all these other people who are better than us are taking advantage of us. Well, that's not what's happening. It's your evil and willful ignorance to keep that twang, to talk like you are ignorant. If you think it's okay to talk like that, this is not a good way to talk. This is a mark of ignorance. When a white person talks like this, it is a willful act of hate against God's children. It is a willful act of terrorism to talk with that accent, because that accent is a signal that you like to hang black people by their neck till they're dead. So if you have any respect for God's children and yourself, get rid of that damn accent. If you're white, you have no right to walk around with that accent. You talk like that, you are definitely saying that you're a child killer, that you're a person that is proud to be racist and hateful, and basically you're a communist. That's communism. That means that you want to take away your right to choice, your right to freedom, and everybody else's right. You don't want anyone to be able to write a book about anything unless you can censor it. That's not freedom on American soil. That's communism. You people, you fake Christians, you Republicans, you voted to ban books and burn them. That's not America. That is what America fought against. So I want to be clear that all these cities right now across America that are being hit by these violent hurricanes and these fires, and people are dying. Well, if Barack Obama had been president 14 days ago, there would have been help. If Barack Obama was president, right now, these people would have better housing. Right now, the world would be a much better place. And we need to get back to that now. And you people that voted to destroy our country and to hate Jesus Christ and to defoul the name of Christianity, to turn Christianity into terrorism, you people, you are the people that have created and brought evil on all of us. You have brought these fires. You have brought these storms. You have brought disease. You are the white people that said vaccinating was a bad thing. And so you have turned your children into walking killers. You have brought back measles. You have murdered people with the measles disease. You have brought back polio. You have given children an incurable disease that was gone from this country for almost 100 years. Shame on all of you. Shame on all of you, all because you hate everybody else. Why? Because they're better than you. Because they're better looking, they're better, they're nicer, they're smarter, they have bigger hearts, obviously, because they would never do what you're doing. If you've done this, shame on you. If you're not sending money to help these people, shame on you. Now, I am Jill Gatsby, and I am here to shame all of you. Shame on all of you. Look at me, I'm white. This is what happens to white people. They get a big brown circle around their white neck. And then they get pissed off because black people have perfectly smooth fucking skin. They don't like Mexican women because they got perfectly tan bodies. So all the white women go to the tanning salons. So you're racist, but you want to look like a brown woman. You're racist, but you want J-Lo skin. It is filthy. It is filthy and it has to stop. You white mediocre people need to grow up. You need to grow the fuck up. Excuse my language for the F word, but maybe Ted can beep that out. I don't know. I am up to here with the mediocrity and the filth of the white race. They are so dirty. You are dirty people. If you are a racist, you are a dirty, filthy human being. If you think racism is funny, if you think throwing the N-word around, if you think calling people derogatory words is funny, if you're a white man and you don't like gay men, it's probably because you're gay. That's why you're so upset. Whenever you see a homophobic, you know exactly what they are. So if you want to announce to everybody in Big Bear that you're a homophobic, run around using gay slurish words, because that will let everybody know what you really are. And I don't know how many of you don't know this. I guess you guys were like bred into these racist families and grown up and raised like veal in the dark with your legs tied together, because you have no idea what decency is. We are all here. We are supposed to appreciate each other. We are supposed to appreciate our differences. We are supposed to appreciate what we have in common, and we are supposed to share and love each other. We are all connected. And what happens to you happens to me. What happens to them happens to us. Don't think it doesn't come around. And every bad thing that's ever happened in your life in the past 2 years is because of the way that you have decided to vote. Because you have voted for hate and racism. Because you have voted for fake Christianity. You have spit in the face of Jesus Christ. You have spit on Jesus Christ while he dies on the cross. I made a pact with Jesus Christ. I am Jesus Jill, and I made a pact to never, ever put up with this kind of betrayal and slander in the name of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ would have never ended USAID. Never. Jesus Christ would have never taken containers full of medicine and food and dumped them into landfills and applauded. This is the evil. This is an act of pure evil, and it needs to stop. It will only stop when the Republicans who created this evil stand up and admit what they did and right the wrong they have done. It is up to you, you evil, selfish, frickin' scum. And I'm sorry, but I have a feeling that you guys are really going to burn in hell. I have a feeling that you guys, there is an afterlife, and what you're going to become in the next life is either you're going to be in a pool of hellfire, or you're going to come back as a frickin' cockroach with your whole family, and you're going to watch them one by one be stomped to death. Maybe set on fire with a firecracker by a 4-year-old kid, white kid. Just want to say it. I don't know any black gangs that ran through any place in America and burned the town and hung people by their neck till they were dead. I can't name any place in America this has ever happened, but I can name dozens of hundreds of places all over America where white people have terrorized black people, Asian people, and also seen Asian people terrorizing black people. I've seen Korean people moving into black towns and then hating the people that they're serving. This is insanity. We all need to be friends with each other. We need to love each other. We got to come together as a family of all colors, of all races, and we all have to make sure that all of us have freedom, that everybody gets food, that everybody and every child has a full tummy, that everybody has a right to education, that everybody has a right to health care. And this isn't communism. This is called being a decent human being. Communism is when you take away everybody's right to have a choice. You take away people's right to freedom of speech. Communism is when a bunch of Republicans go in and start a Congress where they start arresting people in Hollywood and saying, we don't like the movie you made about black people showing how they're tortured. So we want to call you a communist and we want to destroy your career. That should be illegal. But that is what happened. The communists came in and attacked Hollywood and called Hollywood the communist. But the Republican Party are the communists. They are communist spies and they work for Russia. They want the death of all children across the United States of America and starvation for anyone who's not in the 1%. 1% of the richest people in the world, and the rest of us can die. I don't know why you think you're part of that. There's nobody up here on this mountain that is worth even $1 million, if that. What is it, like 2 millionaires on the whole mountain? And you people, you too, rest of you think you're one of them because you're associated with this guy, because you vote this guy's way. Just because you vote his way does not mean you're one of them. You just voted to hang yourself. It is out of control. Well, I guess you're all seeing how out of control it is, because gas prices, food prices, everything is as high as it can be. People are left for starving. People are left for dead. People are left without power in the United States until their houses and their apartments are so ruined that there's no coming back. And now there's nowhere for these people to go. There's no transportation to take them anywhere. And what I'm going to say as I close with today's news, shame on you and shame on everybody who voted for this kind of shit. It's disgusting. And I'll tell you something, if you're still proud of being deplorable, If you're still proud of being deplorable, please go drown yourself this morning. Thank you. We don't need you on this planet anymore. I'm Jill Gatsby, and sometimes I'm funny, and sometimes I'm snot. Signing out.